A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there. Welcome to my channel, the Twinflame Union. In this session of mine, I would be talking about third-party blocks and how you can release them. Before I go any further, I would like to tell you that for personal readings, guidance on dream interpretation, counseling and therapies, please go through the description box first. And once you are sure, then please write to me at the sunamoon@gmail.com. Also, the PayPal link is mentioned in the description box. That's what you're going to use if you want to book a session, especially if you're outside India. If you're in India, then there are other ways also to do it. When it comes to twin flame intuitive readings, I prefer not knowing anything about your twin flame journey, because if I have so much information about your twin flame journey in advance, then obviously the readings are not going to be honest and sincere. When we get into therapy mode, when we take personal sessions, then we have to share a whole lot of information about our life, about our past, so that we can release and we can also locate all the places where the trauma energy is stuck. Now, in this session also, I'm going to talk about third-party blocks because this is one of the things that has been troubling many of you. A lot of you actually think that it is the divine masculine who got the karmic in his life and who did all these wrong things to you. But actually, the truth is that the karmic came into his life because of the divine feminine itself. You must be thinking, why would the divine feminine want to do that? Why would she want to go through so much pain? Why would she invite this type of energy that would make her feel so inferior, so unloved, cheated on, betrayed? Why? That's because this type of karmic energy or even karmic template. Now there are two types of karmic energies. One is obviously a person, and the other is there is no person. It's not like the masculine has found a girl or he's in love with her. Some of the masculines don't even care about getting into another relationship. They break up, they just go missing, they just vanish, or they do something so drastic, like they'll call off an engagement, or if someone is married, because I also have taken sessions for people who got married to the DM. They both got married. It was a beautiful marriage. But after some time, some things happened and he just walked away. He just vanished. There's no communication, no contact. So being, a wife, the divine feminine has or must have thought that, finally I'm in union. I am married to my twin flame. But after the marriage also these things happen. And that's why I tell people that don't think marriage is a solution of the twin flame journey. Because once you're in a real union, once you're in a 3D union or a 5D union, you would feel so much love for each other that no legal commitment can actually suffice that or be equal to that. Legal commitment is made for people who are living in the three-dimensional world in the societal point of view, right? And why I can say this and why you'll also say this or you'll agree with this is because we see so many couples in our world, who are legally committed to each other, or they went to a temple, or they went to a church, or they went to a mosque, or they went to whichever their religious place was. They got married, they got committed to each other, but still they are unhappy, still they are cheating on each other, still they are sleeping with other people, or still many of them actually get married because of the karmic attractions, the attractions that planet Earth, the Maya, offers, like a highly paying job, or rich lifestyle, or good looking person, or some kind of bodily attractiveness, or whatever. Twin flame relationship is different than other worldly relationships because this is a relationship that is formed because of your soul connection. It is not the kind of relationship which will be over in some time, and this is the reason why a lot of you feel you cannot move on. Just cannot move on from this person. It is so difficult to forget this person, so difficult to just, like any other bad relationship that you got into and it got over, why this is not getting over? For some people, they also find out the depth of this relationship. How they find out is they get out of this relationship, or they get dumped by the DM, or, ignored or whatever. Then they start dating other people. They are like, okay, to hell with this person. I have studied so much about twin flame journey, but I'm not going to be like other twin flamers. I'm going to, get into a relationship with someone else, and that's it. But when they get into a relationship with someone else, like a karmic, it doesn't work out at all. And whether they are intimate with the karmic or not, intimate maybe emotionally or maybe physically also, they realize that no, I don't love anyone else. And some of the people also come back into the twin flame journey after being with a karmic. Because with the karmic, it's just not natural. And when they end that relationship with the karmic, they don't feel anything. It's very easy for them to move on. So how is it possible that they're able to move on from a relationship which happened after the twin flame separation or during the separation phase, and they don't feel anything about it? They don't feel bad about ending it. They don't even think about that person. In many cases, the karmics also contact them again and again. They're like, hey, let's get together, or let's hang out together, or this and that. But they're like, no, I'm not interested in anyone. In fact, it's good that I got into this karmic situation, because now I'm even more dedicated to my twin flame journey. What they learn, however, is that this whole karmic dance or this whole thing is only to make their love for the twin flame or the understanding for the ascension journey even stronger. So you feel like, say for a long time you have struggled with parties, or for a long time you've struggled with addictions, and then you get into a twin flame relationship after doing a lot of healing work, and then it goes bad after a runner chaser dynamic. Then you get into the karmic, and the karmic relationship makes you feel so yucky. You're like, oh God, I can't do this with anyone. I'd rather focus on my mission. I'd rather focus on my ascension work. Because the whole idea is to feel peaceful. The whole idea is to feel happy. Karmic relationships look very nice. When you get into a karmic relationship, initially it's like, wow. Sometimes you feel that, oh, this is so much better than my twin. My twin was never treating me like this. All the dates and all the romantic talks and all those things. But then later on you realize that this is absolute BS. This is so fake. And you then realize that the karmics are really good. They're really good in creating this image that they really care for you, but they always want something in return. Either they want sexuality, or they want money, or they want a label, or they just want to, show to the world that I'm committed to so-and-so person. They don't really love. But they're so good in pretending that they love. And if you ask them from their perspective, they're not doing anything wrong. They'll keep coming back also if you give them that opportunity, But then you would not want to do that anymore. Both the feminine and the masculine, whenever they get into a karmic scenario, they just don't want to go back to that person ever again. Ever again. That person or anyone like that. So why am I talking about divine feminine first? Is because in some cases, it so happens that the divine feminines, they also want to move on from this whole twin flame trap. They also want to get out from this, whole divine masculine thing. In some cases, they also say that, in my whole life, I never had flings. I never had any casual relationship. I never had any, one night stand. So might as well try it now, because any which way, being so good and being so loving did not do any good to me. I got ghosted on by someone. I got led on by someone. I got betrayed by someone. And this somebody I cannot seem to get out of my head. So better I do something to heal myself, something to feel better. That is how they get into it. But for the masculine, they've obviously made the choice first, right? So I'm not talking about just one scenario. I'm just talking about generic scenarios. And then I'll obviously explain what is the karmic template then if there's no person involved. So for the masculine also, he goes like, oh, this whole twin flame thing is very intense. It's not working out. There's so many fights, so much drama. I don't understand what she wants me to do or what he wants me to do. Because again, this is also one thing that plays out in twin flame journey, that the divine masculine energy can be in any gender. Okay. So in some cases, it's like, I can't deal with this person. It's too much. I know I love this person and I've never felt this type of love for anyone. The love is very strong. It's very beautiful. But what comes along with the love, this baggage, I can't carry it. And that's because even the masculines have to do a lot of healing work. They have been raised in such a way, or their societal programming is such, their environmental programming is such, that they're very scared of pain. They're very scared of anything that might look difficult to them. So this is what happens then. They go into a karmic situation, and the karmic is like showing them nightmare in the daytime, many nightmares. They also, when they get into it, they are very happy. They are very relaxed initially. They're so grateful. They feel very lucky. And when the karmic situation starts going bad, they still don't realize that it's because of the twin flame journey or not, or any other thing. They actually try to work it out. That's why sometimes masculines waste a lot of time, and they do realize it later, that I have wasted a lot of time trying to work it out. Because the karmics are so good in acting, or they are so good in, all the dramatics. They are so well trained in it that they don't make them realize that it's their fault or they are doing it. They're playing all the mind games. They make the DM feel that there's something wrong with the situation. There's something wrong with something else, has to be held responsible, but not them. Not them. So it's like some of the masculines also have narcissistic personality disorder. And I also tell people that there are certain studies and there are some kind of people where this whole narcissism is to another level where it cannot be tolerated. But the masculines are not like that. For some reason, they have been raised by narcissistic parents, those who have enabled them. So narcissism is also, there are two types of narcissism. One is the neglector and one is the enabler. So they are raised by the enabler parent, which is why they don't understand what is real love. And that's the reason why they find it very difficult to recognize the love. They recognize it, but to accept the love of the divine feminine. Because they've been taught that this is not love. This is something else. This is fake. This is fake love. But what they have gone through, that is actually not love. That is a corrupted version of love. And let me tell you, there are many people who are narcissistic on this planet. There are many people who are borderline narcissistic. In fact, the current generation of planet Earth is of the most narcissistic generation. Why? Because we have been raised by parents and we've been raised in such environment, in such atmospheres, that the ego has to be very high. So somebody ends up becoming the enabler, the enabled child, or somebody ends up becoming the neglected one. But narcissism is there in huge proportion. That's the reason why everybody is like all about me. It's all about me. It's all about me. People are very focused on identity. So anybody who is extremely hooked on to their own identity, and by identity I don't mean the soul self. By identity I mean the bodily identity, the physical identity, the identity which is like your identity card shows, that type of identity. So that's why you see that businesses on Instagram and Facebook and all of these places, they are doing great because so many people want to purchase followers. Even a regular person who really doesn't have, any modeling or acting profile, or they don't have anything much to do, but they will purchase views, they'll purchase followers, and they will create content to satisfy those people on a daily basis. Most of the content that people create online, it's not for their personal satisfaction. It's not because they want to have a good time or they are actually having a good time. It's because they want to get validation from other people. that other people really like me, other people. And this is also the reason why in this generation we have actors and actresses that are worshipped like God and goddesses. People have such false perception about what a god or what a goddess is, because they are following these people. And even for those actors and actresses and models and personalities, it's like, wow, they don't show to the world how unhappy they are, how much they are suffering, how many problems they have. This is the reason why I like this guy Keanu Reeves. He's an actor. He's famous and all that, but he lives a very low profile life. He lives in a simple house. He travels in the metro train. He talks about his failed relationships. He talks about, and now also he's in a relationship with a very interesting kind of a person. So that's because he's probably trying to stay away from this whole narcissistic disorder. There was a time when people told me also, like, you should get some followers on Instagram. It will help your business on YouTube and this and that. So I told them that, first of all, I never knew that there will be people who would be listening to me on YouTube. And whatever I'm doing on YouTube, I do it because I really love it. Even the book that I wrote, In the Name of Love, you might find it really strange to believe, but I actually never really marketed that book. Whatever copies I have sold and whatever work I got through the book, after writing the book, be it in Bollywood, be it in the media, it came to me on its own. No extra effort was made. And these things sort of gave me a proof. Like, you all also came to the channel on your own. I have never bought any of those ads or how people buy the views, because luckily, thanks to my masters, I read about these disorders, I studied human psychology, and it started scaring me that what can we become, like what all can we turn into if we start feeding to this hunger of being liked by other people, of being loved by other people, of trying to get validation. Now, in the twin flame journey, most of you divine feminines would relate with this, because a lot of divine feminines also feel that they are not being loved. They are not worthy of love, because in childhood they went through certain horrible experiences or certain, experiences, obviously fault of the adults, I would like to say, but without blaming them, because they are also victims of other victims. So they were taught, or they were somehow, this was ingrained into them, that you're not good enough. So they try so hard to be liked or to be loved, and they'll do so many things for people, go out of their way. And in this, somehow they end up pleasing the wrong kind of people who just suck in all of their energy, all of their joy. And even if on the outside they'll pretend or they'll show that they are doing good to you, but they only require the feminines to get an ego massage from them, This is also connected to the third party blocks, the karmic blocks, and this is also connected to the karmic templates that the masculine is trapped into. Now, so obviously there is a person that he's involved into, and it takes time for him to understand that this is a fake relationship, and it's my feminine who really loves me, and then he wants to go back to her and apologize, and things happen step by step. However, there are some masculines who are not involved with a woman or any other person. They are more involved with some object or some situation, some kind of career move, some kind of study they are doing, because they've been told that if you get this type of career, or you get this type of education, or you get this type of material object, your life will be perfect, or your life will be good, actually. So not only their understanding of love is very false, but their understanding of success and happiness is also very false. So the karmic templates are actually connected to that side of the masculine, which has totally wrong notion about what makes them happy and what makes them successful. So these are basically the third party blocks. These third party blocks are connected to your ego. So as long as, the ego is being massaged, as long as the ego has been fulfilled, it's been satisfied, it looks fine. But slowly and gradually, because they are also very aware, a lot of people say and think that the masculines are actually not awakened at all and they're sleeping. That's not true. The masculines are also awakened souls. That's how you met in the first place. They have something, different and unique in them. That's why you fell in love with them. That's why you still love them despite all of this that you've gone through. It's just that you are smarter now. It's just that now you don't get affected by all of his tantrums and all of the other things. Because he runs away only because certain parts of the feminine are also not awakened. If the feminine was the awakened one, like how most people say, then what are we all doing here right now? What are we working on? Why are we working on Ascension if we are all of us are enlightened beings and all of us are fully awakened and we've got nirvana? Then why are we working on ourselves? Why are we doing inner work? Obviously, because some aspects of the feminine are not yet fully awakened and some aspects of the masculine are not fully awakened, but those parts are separate from each other. So, for example, if one person is a really, honest, they don't care, they give very straightforward opinions, the other person will not be able to do that, and they will not also like it when the feminine shows it to them. She's very straightforward and very honest, and she'll just say how things are, and he'll be like, what the hell is wrong with you? How can you speak like this? Or, the masculine is really good in taking jokes on himself, like personal jokes, but the feminine is not. Each time he cracks a joke, she gets very offended very fast, and then she starts thinking in her head that he doesn't love me, he doesn't care for me. That's why he is so easily making fun of me. She sees it like he is making fun of me, he's putting me down, because in her whole life, she has been made to feel like that. Now, how do you remove these type of blocks? First of all, the more you are going to focus on karmic, focus as in think about it, be it his career also, or be it his, he has some issue. The masculine has some issue. Now, if the feminine keeps focusing on him, like a lot of feminines, they also have one very big problem. They want to heal everyone. They want to save everyone. They want to save the masculine. They'll keep telling him, you should do this, you should do that, you should eat healthy, you should do yoga every morning, you should wake up on time. Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Initially, obviously, they also act like crybabies, or they also act like I need some saving to do. But then there is too much involvement. It's almost like you're trying to grow a man, always focusing on the man, always being like, yeah, he should be fine, he should do this, he should do that, he should go here, he should eat this, he should wear this, he should be my perfect divine masculine, which he doesn't like at all, because he's been overfed or smothered with love any which way. So he finds it very annoying, he or she, again, gender roles. And you are not even his mother. Some of the times he goes like, why is she trying to be my mother? Why? Why is she doing this? Now for the divine masculines, let me tell you, they also have to heal a lot of their paternal energies, father energies, as much as the feminines have to heal their maternal energies, the mother energies. There is narcissism in both places, both of them. But the problem with the feminine is that she focuses too much on the problem. That is one problem. She focuses a lot on the karmic. She'll not only stalk the karmic, but she'll stalk the aunts and the uncles and the cousins and the God knows who all. She'll stalk her so much. Some of them who physically stalk, they'll probably land up to her house to fight with her. That why have you taken my man away from me? And I have this personal experience because there is a girl who took a reading from me and she told me about this, that how she, landed up to the Karmic's house and they had a big fight. That's because she has been stalking so much. And most 99% feminines do it. Why? Because of the curiosity, because of who is this girl? How did she take away my guy? What has she done? What is so special about her? What is so different about her that I don't have? I am sure she is better than me. Okay, maybe it's her butt. Maybe she's got a really big ass. Maybe he likes that ass. Or maybe it's something else. Maybe it's another body part. Or maybe it's the hair. Or maybe it's just some kind of confidence. The crazy part is that once you heal that aspect of yours, once you heal the karmic template, and those who have taken therapy from me for removing the karmic blocks or karmic energies, they have personally told me how different they feel about the karmic after the therapy. How different they feel. They don't see her anymore as a threat after that. They don't even care. In fact, they feel bad that, she's so stupid or she's so naive that she's with a man who doesn't even love her for real, and why is she with him? Like, the perception changes. The perception changes after we transmutate that fear, that jealousy, that enviousness, or all the negativity, the insecurity, because it's all coming from the divine feminine. It's not coming from anywhere else. It's coming from the childhood. It's coming from some deep traumatic experiences where she feels so compared with. The need to compare yourself with some other woman who seems to be more confident, more beautiful, more powerful, more attractive. This is because so many times the feminines have been compared with other people knowingly or unknowingly. Or because they were not given enough love, they were neglected so much, even in their own house with other siblings and other cousins. They kept comparing themselves that why are they getting so much love and attention and why am I not getting any? They might even be better than them in many ways. I'm not saying that you must compare and start thinking you are superior, but this could be a fact that they could be better than those people, those children around them, those siblings, or those neighbors' children. Sometimes it's like in your own neighborhood, you have a family, a mother who's so loving towards her children, her daughter or her son or whatever. And the child keeps looking at that woman, that why she's so loving. But they don't look at the woman, they look at the child. They look at the child as in, there's nothing special about this child also. Or what is so special about this child that his or her mother is so caring towards the child. Even in the own house, as I said, within siblings also, especially if it's a narcissistic mother who's an enabler towards one child and neglector towards the other, the neglected child looks at the other child who's the one she's enabling, that why is my mother so nice towards this child? Why? Is it because they are good or is it because they are bad? They never are able to understand. Now, a mother normally when you look at a mother or a father, a lot of people also teach us, adults teach us that mother, father are like gods and, you should pray to them. Even if no matter what they do or no matter what they say, mother is always the most loving woman or father is the most loving man for a child. But we all know that's not true. For many people, that's not true. And in the ascension journey especially, we need to understand that this does not happen with everyone. There are so many fathers and mothers who are so toxic, who are so, they differentiate between, if they have 2 children or 4 children or 5 or 3 or whatever, they love one child less and they love the others more. Or they'll have one favorite child for whom they'll, break their bones. They'll be ready to break their backbones. But for the other one, they won't even care. If that child is sleeping in fever, if that child is hungry, not fed properly, the child is crying, little baby is crying in the pram, but the mother doesn't care. She's very busy with the other one. So the child is so hurt. The child is in pain. The child is crying. It is still, you could be 25, 30, 40, 50, 55, 60, but you're still that little boy or little girl who was not loved fully. And not only that, the child is given other responsibilities, like you look after the siblings or you look after the house or you go and prepare the meals for everyone or you go to the market, you buy this or you get that. It's like the child is nothing but a slave. So the child learns to become a slave and does not have his or her own life. It's a very painful place to be in. But Ascension does not teach us to be in pain all the time, right? Ascension makes us become powerful. It makes us become someone who can inquire, someone who has a curious mind, someone who doesn't want to be a victim anymore. Okay, fine. So what, my mother has a favorite child, who she's always bothered about or so concerned about. But for me, she's not that caring or nice or loving. She's never there for me. So what? So should I blame myself, or should I feel bad about myself, or should I stop living my life? Should I not be happy? All right, she's probably not a good mother, or she's not a perfect mother, or maybe she has her own reasons to do it. Maybe she thinks that the one she's enabling is actually a weaker child. Maybe this child needs more attention than the one who is feeling like a victim. Maybe that could also play out, that she is more attached. She herself has attachment issues. She herself is suffering. Anyone who has so much attachment issue as a mother or as a father, they are bound to suffer. They are already suffering. So you give them your blessings, you forgive them, because if you're not going to forgive them, you will suffer. And you have already suffered. You'll start attracting all these karmics, or you'll start attracting friends who are in the same lines, very jealous friends, very envious friends, or very selfish friends who just constantly want a sidekick. They want you as a sidekick. So when in Ascension journey you start growing, you become better, you're more self-reliant, you don't want to be anyone's sidekick, you just want to be your own person. They don't like it. They'll come to insult you, they'll bring you down, they'll do a lot of back talking about you, bad mouthing you, and maybe for a good amount of time they will succeed. They'll probably make you portray you like a very negative person who has no brain of hers or his. Even in family, this happens, where the mother has a scapegoated child, which is obviously the victimized child. The mother does not want this scapegoated child to walk up to everyone or to be seen as a victim. So she will tell everyone that this child of mine is not a good child. This child of mine is a villain. This child of mine is a vamp, or whatever, She wants to portray that particular child because directly the image will get affected. It could be the mother, it could be the father, it could be the uncle, it could be the aunt, it could be a grandfather or a grandmother. Even sexual predators or sexual abusers do this. What they will do is that they want to abuse a child, or they have already locked in a child. Probably they're abusing the child. So they will start telling other people how badly behaved this child is. Maybe the child is a thief, or maybe the child is a liar. Maybe a child is just too mischievous, or too badly behaved, or too arrogant, or something is wrong with the child. They'll constantly keep making or projecting the child as a bad person, so that not only the child is getting constantly scolded by other adults, but they also make the child feel that, look, even if you go to anyone, you complain about me, they will not believe you. They will not believe you, they will not listen to you, and I can continue to abuse you. So abusers also do this. In fact, narcissism is also a type of abuse. So the whole idea of third-party blocks is coming to the most crucial point, is that third-party blocks, you don't have to dwell on them. Even these issues of narcissism, you don't have to dwell on them. Because once you forgive all of this, once you release all of this, once you are out of this energy, you will see how much they are suffering. How much a narcissistic person is suffering, it will become very obvious to you. Why are they working so hard in trying to get control? Why are they working so hard in being likable? Why are they doing so much extra effort? Why is this effort required? Why are they willing to put someone in so much pain? Even a person they have given birth to, they don't want to see that person's tears, or that person's loneliness, or that person's rejection. Why? Because they are suffering. And somehow this person, it could be because of your past life karma also. In the past life, you did something to this person, and now they're born as your parent, or as your sibling, or as your uncle, or as your aunt. They want to get even with you. So every time they look at you, they feel bad about it. Or maybe you're so smart, or you're so unique that maybe, who knows, in their childhood, someone very smart or someone very unique was able to make them feel very inferior. Or they probably could never make any friends because of this really smart person. Maybe they knew someone, as a child who was really intelligent, very talented, and they did not possess those type of talents. Maybe they had some other talents, but not those type of talents. So they remember that, and they try to avoid that person. They try to, even if it's their own child. So in the twin flame journey, we go through all of these situations because these situations are locked into our subconscious mind as a layer. That's not the core of us. Our core is to love, to be loved, and to give love to other. others. But this is how we learn. So today you could be really upset with the narcissistic abuse. You could be very upset with the mother or with the father or with a sibling or with a friend or with a teacher who tortured you, who emotionally put you, maybe some neighbors, maybe some other person, XYZ person, or a husband. A lot of people get married to a narcissistic person, a narcissistic husband or a wife, and then their whole life is full of torture because you are just an option or a supply for the narcissistic husband or a wife. But if you really want to heal all of this, then you have to heal the trauma bonds, you have to heal the traumatic experience, you have to heal the inner child. That is the only way. And then you will see everything in a very different way. You will no longer feel that anger or frustration or loneliness or torture or that, someone has done wrong to you, or feeling of comparison, constantly being compared. You will become a person who's a free soul. You'll not need anyone's emotional, mental, financial, physical support. You'll make your own friends. You'll have your own group. A lot of people don't meet many people, but they have a lot of friends. Like they're always on phone with someone. Someone is always there to keep an eye on them or keep a check on them. Or they are financially so free that they can do anything, They can get company. I'm not saying you have to pay for company. What I mean is, you can be in a project, you can hire people, you hire good people, you hire people that need your help, your support. So when you're giving support to other people, or when you're coaching other people, or when you're training other people, or you have a beautiful mission, you're giving so much. You obviously get unconditional love in return from the universe because you're giving unconditional love to people. You're trying to shape up people. And you can only shape up other people when you have shaped yourself. You have spent that much time with yourself. You have done a deep study of human psychology, of human mind. So then you understand that what is this third party karmic block really? It's not just one person. It's not just the divine masculine's karmic. This one karmic is actually connected to many other karmics that you have to heal and release with love, with forgiveness, with kindness, so that you feel peace. Forgiveness is not for other people. Forgiveness is for your own self. So that you forgive yourself also for taking it so hard and taking it so difficult, for being emotionally dependent on someone. Even as a child, when we grow up, we are adults, we feel that why am I so bothered about someone loving me or not loving me? Why can't I just chill? Why can't I just be? Or there are people, some adults, like the other day I did a channeling for education. I don't know why few people heard it. More people should actually listen to it because it's really helpful. But there is divine timing also, if it's not there for you, if you're not ready for it yet, it may be right in front of you, but you might just end up ignoring it. Why do we have to heal the education system? Is because many adults have bullied the child. Many adults have bullied the child, and the child does not understand what love is, So we don't just get narcissistic parents abuse inside our house. Even narcissistic teachers, false teachers, fake mentors, they also abuse children a lot. It's very common. So you don't know who to talk to, who is the right mentor for you, who's the right coach for you. And that's the reason why many people in the twin flame journey, they get, they attract wrong coaches, wrong mentors, wrong people for a long time. And this is also connected to your false twin journey, because false twin also is attracted by the divine feminine or the masculine when they do not really understand what true love is all about. So they get sort of delusioned or they get confused with it. So on this note, I would be closing this channeling session. Thank you so much for being here with me. One love and peace out.